Okay, this is a video to show Aliexpress dispute about this device that I purchased from Aliexpress that's faulty and does not work as advertised with Linux. So you'll see I bought about 7 of these devices. You can see the driver disc there, you can see all of them. I've mounted them, coupled them into a caddy to connect to my Linux server. So if we scroll down here, you'll see that in the support system, they've listed Linux. Right, so they've said here it's supported on Linux. If I now scroll down through the images, you will see that they've even put the Linux icon here to show that it is supported on Linux as with all these other OSs. Right, so we scroll back up. Now, I purchased 7 of these devices. I've tried them all. They're all performing exactly the same problem. I followed the instructions as per the seller's advice. I've connected them to a Windows laptop. I've run this setup tool to set up the JBOD across the 2 disks. Completed that successfully. It still will not show up on a Linux system, even though they've said it's compatible. So if I connect to my Linux server now, this is running Linux OS, and this is where devices that will show up as they're plugged in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect both of these normal SSD disks into the server to show you that it will detect normal disks plugged into the drive. So come over here to the server, we'll plug this into the caddy, we will plug it in. Light comes on, come over here, back to unassigned devices, and you will shortly see that normal SSD disk show up. It will come up, there we go. So it's detecting a normal SSD. I've plugged it into the drive, it's come up normally. If I come back over here, I unplug this SSD, remove it. We'll come back over here, we'll swap that SSD out for another one, which is another normal SSD. Plug this in, you'll see now that unassigned devices shows nothing. So if I come back over here to the server, plug this in, light comes on, come over here, it will now come up and show another normal SSD, so to show that it's working as per normal. This is what happens when you plug in a normal SATA SSD device. Now here is the devices that I purchased. I've put some of them into caddy drives to fit into the server. They're exactly the same. I've got quite a few set up there ready to go. I've tested all of them. It's exactly the same result. So I'll go over to the server now with one of these, one of the ones I purchased. We'll remove the normal SSD drive, we'll sit that up there, we'll plug this one in, slide it in, plug it, light flashes for a second, come over here to unassigned devices, and nothing shows up. So we can wait here for a short amount of time, nothing will show up. You can see the little, it's thinking, but it can't detect the drives. So this shows that it's not compatible with Linux. I've tried all of them. What we'll do is we'll take another one now, we'll plug this into the server, we'll swap this out, put that up there, plug this one in. Light flashes for a second, come over here, we'll wait, nothing will show up. It cannot detect the drives. I've done this to all 5 of them, or all 7 of them, it's an identical result. They are not compatible with the Linux system, even though the seller has claimed that they are. Let's try another one. Move this, pull it out, stack it up there, plug the next one in. Same thing. Unassigned devices, nothing will show up. So again, still not functioning with the Linux operating system, which is the reason I'm lodging this dispute. So we'll go again, we'll do another one. We'll unplug this. We'll plug this one in. Sit that up there. Plug this in. Flashes for a second. Come over here. Look. Nothing will show up. This is a Linux operating system and it cannot detect the drives. It should show up as a 512 megabyte device because it's got 2 256 gigabyte SSDs installed and it's not showing up. Now just to prove that it is the disks, we'll take this one out and we'll put an original normal SSD back in the slot. This is a normal SSD. It reads, light stays on. Come here, and in a couple of seconds, it will, there we go, straight away. The SSD is detected as per normal drives. Any normal drive I stick into a slot on an unraid server, it comes up perfectly fine. If I plug in these JBOD Ryzen metal case B plus M drives, nothing shows up. It is not compatible with Linux. I've tried this on multiple Linux machines with exactly the same result. It is not compatible with Linux, and therefore that's why I've lodged this dispute, because the seller has advertised them as working with Linux.